Adekunle was a man everyone admired. He was a popular media personality in Lagos, known for his warm heart and kind deeds. People listened to his radio shows daily, where he shared stories, played music, and made people laugh. But what made Adekunle truly special was his love for helping others. Not only did he support his family in the village of Umuofia, but he also helped other families who were struggling. This year, Adekunle decided to spend Christmas in Umuofia. He wanted to reconnect with his roots and let his wife, Funk, and their young daughter, Temi, experience the joy of village life. This Christmas will be different, he said with a big smile. We are going back to where it all began. Funk started packing while Temi jumped around in excitement. The family couldn't wait to begin their journey to Umuofia. In Umuofia, many people loved Adekunle for his generosity. But not everyone shared this love. There was a woman named Chibozo, who was secretly jealous of Adekunle's popularity. Chibozo was part of an evil group that performed dark rituals to harm others. She hated how everyone in the village praised Adekunle and wanted to bring him down. The night before Adekunle's journey, Chibozo and her group gathered at their witch camp. They performed a terrible ritual and placed an evil charm under the bridge leading into Umuofia. Their plan was simple: when Adekunle crossed the bridge, the charm would take effect, and something bad would happen to him and his family on their way back to Lagos. As the night grew darker, Chibozo's wicked laughter echoed through the forest. Adekunle's time has come, she said, feeling triumphant. The morning of their trip, Adekunle went to his radio station for the last show of the year. He spoke about the joy of Christmas, family, and giving. This season reminds us to love one another, he told his listeners. I'll be spending mine in Umuofia, where it all began. After the show, he rushed home to find Funk and Temi ready to go. Their bags were packed, and the car was waiting. Let's make this Christmas unforgettable, Adekunle said as they loaded their things into the car and began their journey. As they drove towards Umuofia, the family enjoyed the sights and sounds of the countryside. Along the way, they passed an old woman carrying a large basket of food from her farm. Adekunle thought of how he used to help elderly people like her when he was younger. Dad, shouldn't we help her? Temi asked. Her words touched Adekunle's heart. He turned the car around and offered the old woman a ride. The old woman was grateful and chatted with them. When Temi mentioned they were heading to Umuofia, the woman's face grew serious. You must stop and pray before you cross the village bridge, she said mysteriously. There is danger waiting for you. The family stopped near the bridge, as the old woman advised, and prayed. Feeling at peace, they continued their journey. When they arrived in Umuofia, the entire village came out to greet them. People cheered, danced, and welcomed Adekunle warmly. Adekunle spent the next few days doing what he loved most, giving. He handed out gifts, money, and food to everyone, making sure no family was left out. Funk and Temi joined in the festivities, and the village was filled with joy. But not everyone was happy. Chibozo watched from afar, her jealousy growing. She couldn't wait for her evil plan to take effect. Christmas ended too quickly, and it was time for Adekunle and his family to return to Lagos. The villagers wished them a safe journey, showering them with blessings and love. As they left, Chibozo's eyes followed them, a sly smile on her face. Halfway back to Lagos, disaster struck. A truck loaded with cement swerved into their lane, crashing into their car. The scene was chaotic, and Adekunle's family was rushed to the hospital. Back in Umuofia, news of the accident spread like wildfire. Chibozo pretended to cry but secretly celebrated. Finally, she thought, Adekunle is out of the way. 2 days later, in the hospital, Adekunle and his family were recovering when a nurse announced they had a visitor. To their surprise, it was the old woman they had helped on the way to Umuofia. She spoke in parables, confusing the family. Your kindness saved you, she said, and prayers protect the pure of heart. Evil was close, but faith kept it away. That night, her words lingered in Adekunle's mind. That night, Adekunle had a vivid dream. The old woman appeared and explained everything. Chibozo is behind this, she revealed. Her jealousy led her to perform the ritual. But your kindness and prayers shielded you from her plan. Adekunle woke up determined. He knew what he had to do, return to Umuofia and expose Chibozo's evil deeds to the villagers. Adekunle shared his dream with Funk and Temi. Chibozo's jealousy is behind all this, he said. Funk was shocked but believed him. They decided to travel back to Umuofia as soon as they were discharged. Before leaving the hospital, the old woman visited again. She gave Adekunle a small charm. This will protect you, she said. Be strong and truthful when you face Chibozo. Adekunle thanked her, feeling more determined than ever. When Adekunle and his family arrived in Umuofia, the villagers were surprised to see them so soon. Some thought they had come to thank the villagers for their prayers, but Adekunle had a different reason. He called for a village meeting. Standing before everyone, Adekunle began, "My family and I survived an accident because of your prayers. But there is someone among us who planned this evil." The crowd murmured in shock. Chibozo stood at the back, her face pale. Adekunle shared the story of his dream and the old woman's warning. "Chibozo, you are behind this," he said firmly. Gasps filled the air as everyone turned to look at her. Chibozo tried to deny it. "Why would I harm you?" she said, pretending to cry. But the old woman appeared, stepping forward from the crowd. "You cannot lie anymore," she said. "Your jealousy has led you to evil." The old woman revealed the details of Chibozo's ritual and how she placed the charm under the bridge. Faced with the truth, Chibozo broke down. "I was jealous," she admitted. "Everyone loves Adekunle, but no one notices me." The villagers were angry and disappointed. Many had trusted Chibozo, but now they saw her true nature. "You will face the consequences of your actions," the village chief declared. The village elders decided Chibozo's punishment. She was banned from participating in community events and asked to leave the village for a period of time. The decision was meant to protect the village and give Chibozo time to reflect on her actions. Adekunle felt a mix of relief and sadness. "I didn't want this for her," he told Funk. "But justice must be served." The family decided to stay a few more days in Umuofia to help restore peace. During their extended stay, Adekunle spent time speaking with the villagers. "We must forgive," he said. "Holding on to anger only creates more pain." His words touched many hearts, and slowly, the village began to heal. Funk and Temi helped with community activities, bringing smiles to the children and families. Adekunle's presence reminded everyone of the power of kindness and forgiveness. As the new year approached, the villagers decided to hold a celebration. They wanted to thank Adekunle and his family for their generosity and bravery. The event was filled with music, dancing, and feasting. During the celebration, the village chief spoke. "Adekunle, you have shown us the strength of truth and forgiveness. We are grateful for you and your family." The crowd cheered, and Adekunle felt proud of the bond he shared with his people. It was time for Adekunle and his family to return to Lagos.